of review, kind of get our brains going again, now that we've been off for a couple of weeks for Christmas break. So we're going to start today with the distance formula, and that's the one thing that you wrote down. And the distance formula says that to find the distance between any 2 points, so this is a distance between 2 points. So to find the distance between any 2 points, we can take the square root of the x value in one of the points minus the x value in the other point and square that, plus the y value in one of the points minus the other y value and square that. So if, for example, we have 2 points, remember our points are always written x, y. We're going to have 2 points, and they're going to say one part of those points, they're just going to label them the 2's, and the other ones are going to be the 1's. So you're going to take one of the x values minus the other one, and take that answer and square it. And then one of the y values minus the other one, and take that answer and square it. And it doesn't really matter with whether or not we start with the 1 value or the 2 value. All that really matters is if we start with the second one, then we have to start with the second one for the y's as well. So the same one goes in the same spot. The first spot, and then the second spot.
From the same pair.
From the same pair, yeah. So this x and this y go together. So I gave you a very little example here. And again, if you were only writing down one thing, you wrote down this formula up here. Maybe you don't need to write down the example. So, to find the distance between these 2 points, point A and point B,
I can hear
point
you
A
on the
is over
recording.
1 up 3, and point B is over
Would you
5
be quiet,
up
please?
6. We could even find those if they were graphed. So if we were looking at a graph, it would be over 1 and up 3. Here's point A. And point B is over 5 and up 6. Here's point B, somewhere like that. And we're trying to find the distance between point A and point B. I went ahead and just labeled them X, Y, X, Y. And I made my first one my first ones, but it doesn't matter which order I put them in at all. So I'm going to plug those into my distance formula. I take this x value minus that x value to get 5 minus 1 squared. Plus, and the plus comes from the formula here. And then I look at my y values, and I have a y value. Since I started with the 5 in this one, I have to start with the 6 in the next one. So I'm going to say 6 minus 3, and I'm going to take that answer and square it. So before we go on, and assuming that we can't remember the distance formula from the last time just because it's, the day after break, is there anybody who doesn't see how we got the 5 and the 6 and the 1 and the 3 to plug in? We're good? Okay. Then what we're going to do is order of operations, which says I'm going to do what's inside parentheses first. So 5 minus 1 is going to give me 4. 6 minus 3 is going to give me 2. So I have the square root of 4 squared plus 3 squared. The square root of 4 squared is 16.
Wait, where did you get all that?
She said 2, but it was 6 minus 3 is 3.
You said 2.
I know she said
Yeah, but
2.
she wrote down 3 and
She wrote down 3. She meant 3.
herself. Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that. So when I just asked you if you understood where we got these numbers, not one person said, no, I don't understand where you got the 2. Right? So yes, the 5 and the 1 are my x values, and the 3 and the 6 are my y values, and I'm plugging them in so that if I put the 5 first, I have to put the 6 first. And then the 1 and the 3 would be my second places. 5 minus 1 is 4. 6 minus 3 is 3. 5 minus 1, I square that to get 4 squared. 4 squared is 16. 6 minus 3 is 3. I square that to get 3 squared, or 9. Are we okay now?
Yes.
Okay. And then 16 plus 9 is 25. we're gonna take the whole square root of 25. And so normally, I want you to remember that when we take the square root of something like 25, we get two answers. They are what? 5 and negative 5. And when I wrote my answer here, I wrote that the distance equals 5. Why? Why, Bob?
Because you can't go negative distance?
Because you can't have a negative distance. So we don't have to worry about the negatives when we're talking about distance. That is a fun new valve. Okay, so we only need to worry about our positive values because distance is always
Yeah.
positive. Alright, so these are the only things we have to know from those notes. We needed to write down the distance formula because you will need it today to do your problems. We're finding the distance between 2 points. For example, point A and point B. And distance is always what?
Positive.
Positive. We are going to stop now for the moment, and we are going to look at page 491, and you are only going to do 1 to 5. You can skip 8, I decided today. So 1 to 5 right now on page 491.